All right, let's see if this works. Dashboard, please work. Hello, welcome. I'm a couple minutes early, but I want to make sure this works. It works! Okay, I'll wait till people kind of come in. Hello, I'm on my porch, looking a little crazy in this dress, but it's COVID time, baby. What else am I going to do? Wear sweatpants all day? Like a sad sack? Nope. Let's see. Is it on? I'm a little early. That's okay. I wanted to make sure I got it right. I guess I'll wait for people to join. Okay. Great. Session. What? Is it hi? Is it on? Is it playing? I guess I'll wait and see. Yeah, it says no. It says I'm live. All right. Am I on? Let me see. Am I on YouTube? Am I on here? Man, what is this? Boop. I don't know. Hello, fishweeds. How are you? It says I have no viewers, but you're here. Welcome. I'm Amber. I'm on my porch. I do this every Friday. It basically just feels like we're in a bar because I miss social interaction. And I'm using candles instead of a ring light. Welcome. Oh boy, am I doing this right? Can you... Let me text... Hey! Hi, I don't really play video games. I'm making sure I'm doing this right. And that fucker's honking over there. I am outside. I am in Hollywood. If this is your first time here, so you're going to be hearing a lot of commotion. But I just call that like the seasonings of the chat. Sometimes you'll hear cats getting fucked in an alley. Sometimes you'll hear arguments. Sometimes you'll hear sirens. And then I download this little app called Citizen that shows you all the police reports around town, and there's always somebody with a machete. Looks good, sounds good. Hey, Neato Cheeto, howdy. Okay, good. I'm doing this right. Twitch it's very difficult to navigate. You all know this. Shut the fuck up. What are you talking? Oh, it's an ice cream guy. Never mind. Keep going. Small business. Well, this is interesting. I definitely feel a little more exposed out here than usual. I don't know why. Maybe because it's a little more light. Burka. Hey, Emery. Hey. It's a little more lit at 6 o'clock. So I feel a little more out in the open. My neighbors definitely think I'm crazy. Absolutely. Hey, Nelson. Hello. Valentine's Day is coming up. I think we're going to talk about that. Also, a documentary I saw today that was kind of crazy. We'll talk about that. I'm drinking vodka and water because I ran out of mixers and I did not feel like going to the grocery. I did not feel like spending money because last night I ordered in. I'm always so frugal at the grocery store, and then I'll spend like $50 on chicken nuggets. You know what I mean? I'm just like, order, money doesn't matter. It's okay, but it does. It does matter. Oh man. It says I have 2 viewers. I don't know what's going on here. Hi. Um, Geez. Hi, Gazebo. This is good. I'm letting people come in. I'm drinking water and vodka. This is hopefully also streaming to YouTube. I think I figured it out. Valentine's Day. Yeah, sorry, I'm still a little. How do I make this not? I bought the dirtiest red wine ever because it was cheap. The driest. Yeah, I mean, like, I think last week or the week before, I spent $2 extra on some wine, and it was a whole different experience. Like, I'm used to going to the bodega where there's like, here's your red sauce, you dumb bitch. And then I went to like a local store where I was like, I'm going to support a local business. I'll pay $2 extra. $2 is a lot of money, um, but not in a sense if they were just like, Madame, would you like a sample? I'm getting samples. I'm getting called Miss. It was nice. Perfect salesmanship. What did you say? Vodka and water? Yeah, I'm drinking Smirnoff. Today's episode is brought to you by Smirnoff. Yeah, I'm feeling a little more exposed out in the light. I don't know, maybe, but I like doing my streams outside because I can smoke outside, I can bullshit outside, but I'm definitely a lot more like exposed. But fuck it, I'm on the internet. I'm on the internet. And me and my little candles, I'm getting them away from my computer this time because I spilt candle juice all over my computer last time and can't get it off. I also did not spend a lot of money on this computer, and I had a nicer one before this that I would just treat like gold, and and this one was just cheap on the cheaper end, so I'm just like spilling candle juice on it. I think I got some like vodka on it. Now the F key won't work, so I can't call people fuckaroonies online. I gotta think of more clever words. Are you in front of the backyard? I'm on the side. I'm on the side. Little side area. It's nice. I don't own this place. I rent a room. It's a very nice place. I have roommates, but I'm glad I did not, because I could have lived by myself last year, and I was like, should I? And I'm glad I said no. Wait, hold off, because then I would have like blown all my money on rent, and I would have been completely alone. It's nice to have a chat with some people sometimes. I got a Chromebook that you can basically piss on, which works for me. Yeah, Gazebo. This is a Chromebook. You can piss on it. I kind of prefer it over a Mac. I mean, you can do less bullshit on it, but you can piss on it, and it still runs. It's still fine, baby. Your roommates are so lucky. I bet they have a laugh sometimes. This fucking ice cream guy. Yeah, they have a laugh. I have a laugh. It's fine. We share a bathroom. We smell each other's dookies. It's great. It's a very bonding experience. We're all holding in our shit. Don't you beat up too much. If you upgrade, you can donate the Chromebook to students. Ah, you're right. People are always coming at me with these better ideas than what I have. Like, I have said before that I love vintage fur because the animal's already dead. Who gives a fuck? And somebody wrote, and they were like, actually, like, still promotes fur wearing, and you should donate that fur to an animal hospital. Which is, that's absolutely correct. But my brain is like, it's mink. I want to wear it. Nobody's buying your ice cream. Somebody told me that the ice cream song, that comes from like ancient Rome, and they would play it. They would play it before like gladiators went out. I mean, do people want ice cream that bad? No one knows what that is. Get a better song than a fucking horn. I think there's a traffic jam. I'm not gonna go outside and think ice cream man. I wrote a poem for my Valentine. Oh, Nelson? Oh, and this is your new lady with the kids, right? Not the one that stood you up. This is a new gal in town who makes you eat healthier and you're happier with life. And just in time for Valentine's Day. Somebody told me that Valentine's Day is really for like couples that have been together for like 6 months. It's no one wants your chocolate chip bars, dude. He's also walking really fast and then just like stopping there. Can you hear this? Well, it's ambiance. This makes me never want to buy ice cream again. Never. You know those like strawberry little sundae things? Never fucking buying ice cream again. I thought about in the beginning of COVID, I thought about doing like a bar truck that would like drive. I'm gonna go beat him with that fucking horn. Does LA have a tamale guy? Yeah, there's some tamale folks. There's like a little, like at the farmer's market, there's a tamale. I think it's very seasonal. People have it for Christmas because it takes like hours and hours to make and lots of women in the kitchen. Get some ice cream. They also have hot dog carts, and I hear the hot dog carts are run by the cartel, but that's just the word on the street. I don't know. Like a person walking around selling tamales and screaming, tamale! Mexican corn guys, oh, the elote with the mayonnaise and the cheese and the little spicy deals. That's really good until you learn what's in it. You're like, it's corn, mayonnaise, What's that? I don't really play video games. Yeah. So the hot dog people, the cartel runs them. That's just the word on the street. I don't know for sure. I mean, I'm not making conversation like that. Hey, so is your boss, does he kill people? Does your boss kill people? Let me know. But those hot dogs, they're a little too much. One time I said, do you want the works? I said, sure. It came with mayonnaise, wrapped in bacon, avocado, I think tomatoes, onions, too much. Mayonnaise and avocado. Avocado's already kind of like the mayonnaise of vegetables. And it was just wrapped in bacon. I took like 3 bites and I was like, this is good. And like the 4th bite, I was like, I can't feel my toast. Oh man. I tell you what, today I saw this documentary. There's my neighbor. Today I saw this documentary and it started off nice. You know, it started off like old world Hollywood, and you're just like, all right, I'll watch like some Dorothy Dandridge. You know, she's very talented. And then it got a little spooky in there, and then it was like talking about how Hollywood is run by like satanic globalists, and I was like, whoa, what happened? What happened? It started off so nice, and then it just made a sharp left turn. Is that what happened? Is that why like Facebook moms become QAnon? Is that it? Because they're like, minions? I like these memes. I don't like Mondays either. And then like 3 clicks later, they're just like, pedophiles run the world. Is that the name of the doc, please? It's, it's called let me look. It's called something. Let me look at my fucking history. How do I look at my history here? Jewish people. It's on the thing. It's on this page called Real Black. That's the name of the group or the people. REELBLACK. And then I think something about dead videos. There's so many videos. Real Black. Was typing that, and then Jewish. There was a lot of anti-Semitic comments. And look, there's a whole lot of things. There's so much noise. Usually. Oh my god. What are we? Okay. What's going on Citizen? 8 incidents. Report of injured armed assault. Police activity, group fighting. Oh, there's a group fighting about less than a mile from here. What's going on? Police are responding to a report of a group fighting in the area. Okay. Hi. Group fighting, so that's what the sirens are. Man assaulting a woman, police activity, suspect in custody. You know how it is. Let me find, it's the poo-poo hide the stash. Get on the brawl. Oh my God, I've never been in a fist fight. Never want to. I remember in college, I would go like my freshman year, there was this place that would serve underage girls. So it was high quality. And it was all just these dudes that just wanted to fight or fuck. That was it. And if they couldn't hook up with a girl that night, you would hear them in the parking lot be like, I'm going to fight somebody. I can't get a woman to fuck. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight. And they would just like start fights in the parking lot. And we would all gather around and just be like, yeah. And then somebody would get the fuck hit out of them. And like you could hear it. Do you know when someone gets punched and you can hear a punch just like a splat? Like a big old fat boy landing into a pool. That's what it sounds like. And you're just like, oh no. And then you just got to run out of there before the cops come. Good times. Everybody's so funny. I love your podcast. Hey, thanks, Nerdy Erdy. Oh, yeah, culture. Like a watermelon hitting concrete. Yes, that's exactly what it sounds like. That's the sound of getting the fuck out of there. Because somebody's dead. Right? Mm. People look at these like Hollywood fight scenes and they're just like, oh yeah, I could go knock him out and give him a kick. I could punch him. It's like it just takes one punch, like right here, and you're fucked. You're out. You're just in a comatose the rest of your life, being like, I thought I won. And like your grandma's spooning you pudding for the rest of your life. Because you're just like, I can go get him. My brother bagged about his only fist fight because he's a total sponge. His glasses broke. Oh, yeah. You can't get in a fist fight with glasses on. You can't do that. When the funniest thing is when they try to kick. When they try to do like a karate kick. It's always like that. And they can never, because it looks so cool in movies and martial artists. But martial artists train since they were like 6 years old. And they also don't get into fights. It's only these fucking nerds that can't get laid at this fucking ice cream man. If you're just tuning in, there's an ice cream man that is honking his fucking little horn, and I'm usually in favor of small business. He keeps honking his horn, and nobody's going to the ice cream truck because it doesn't sound like an ice cream sound. It sounds like someone's in a wreck. But he's just in his little cart honking his horn. I love this cool seeing dudes getting knocked out while trying to take care of their shirt. Oh yeah, and they always like try to take their shirt off and like, street rules. There's no rules in a street fight. People think like you're gonna fight like the Irish, like civility. No, someone's gonna come kick you in the dick while you're taking your shirt off. That's how bar fights go. Someone's gonna take a pool cue and hit you in the stomach, and then you can't have kids anymore because you thought it was cool to fight a dude. Yeah, I've never gotten in a fist fight. I've gotten out of them with my words because the pen is mightier than the sword. I watched a guy get the shit beat out of him with a crutch my first year. So like somebody was on crutches and just like fucking knocked him out. Good. I'm on the side of the crutch guy. I got sucker punched. Oh, knocked me the fuck out. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what happens when you get into fights. What else did I see? Yeah, definitely. I saw a guy's face go like Matrix style, like that. Like a human being's face shouldn't move like that, like a cubism. That's the get the fuck out of there sign. I saw a guy. I was on a date with somebody, and I saw a chain fight in the middle of New York. Two people had chains, and they were like whipping them around and like trying to beat the other person with a chain, like we're in 1602. And, I ended up dating that guy for a year. It's been going great, making great age difference. There was a fight that broke out in my dorms. Oh, and the guy had a pair of crutches and he grabbed and used the weapon and started smashing it all over the guy's back. Good for them. I guess if you want to get in a fight, come up with crutches and just like talk shit to somebody. Be like, yeah, what you gonna do? And then somebody like goes and takes their shirt off and then boom, drop the crutches. You've been fine this whole time. You got a weapon. I saw a guy take a pool cue, but not use the thick end of the pool cue, use the little end of the pool cue to smack somebody. And then the guy just laughed, broke the pool cue, and then used the severed pool cue to beat the fuck out of the other guy. This was at a bar in Louisiana called Alligator Lounge. Not the same one as in Brooklyn. This was out in the swamps. And here we go. That's my ride. And in the morning, you could go on alligator tours out in the swamps, and at night they had bands play. But bourbon was very cheap. I think I paid like $2.50 for a cup full of bourbon like this. Like there's just lawless dogs, wild dogs running everywhere. It was really great. But sometimes fights would break out. I mean, if these dudes don't get laid, God help us all. I've definitely slept with a couple guys that I was like, if I didn't blow you, you would have shot up a school. I mean, geez. Like, when their eyes shift, when those dudes and their eyes shift, like that. That's my ride. I've never heard so many helicopters until I started living in LA. Yeah, there's helicopters everywhere. They love it. I call them the horses of the sky. Amber did her civic duty sleeping with his men. Yeah, absolutely. I think I saved some lives. Give me a medal in heaven. Especially sex workers. I mean, the amount of people they sleep with that are going to do God knows what. I mean, that's a big reason why a lot of these people go on rampages is they can't get laid. Living in dorm rooms is fucking scary as a girl. Yeah, it is. Blowjobs save lives. Suck dick, save a kid. God bless our troops, sex workers. I live outside of DC, and ever since January 6th, helicopters are nonstop. I bet. I mean, I saw that shit go down on the 6th, and I was like, oh, no one's ever going to be able to go into the Capitol again. Like, they're going to keep these rails up. But people have gone into the Capitol before. Like, it has been stormed in the past. It's been a long time, but it has in the past. But I was watching it then, and I was like, nah, they're going to use this against us. These fuckers, they fucked it up. Freaked them out. Wait, my friend was assaulted her first week of freshman year by a dude on our floor. Oh my god. I'm sorry, Willow 45. Yeah, that's what happens. I mean, those little bitty locks. To this day, I think like a year ago, 2 years ago, I was looking for a place to live, and LA is like a rat race trying to find a place. And this one guy was like, I'll sleep on the couch, you sleep in my room. I'm just looking for some extra money. And then I go in the room, and there's no lock on the door. And that's when I was like, nah, dude. I told him no. But I didn't tell him no till after I left, because I'm like in this strange man's apartment in his room, and his bed is right there. And I was just like, oh, fuck, what did I get myself into? And then, yeah, I left. And he was genuinely curious as to why I didn't want to sleep in his room. There's no lock on your door, dude. Like, do you think I'm that dumb? And then I was telling the story to a friend, and they were like, it sounds like you have anxiety. And I was like, it sounds like I'm pretty practical. Yeah, it's scary. Trying to find a place in LA. I slept on women's couches, only women's couches, except for Ed. Ed offered me to stay, and I said yes because I trust him. Men would offer, men that I kind of knew, and I always said no because, like, I'm just looking for a safe place. I even went on a Facebook group, and I said, like, just a Hail Mary, because I feel like I had exhausted all my friends. And I said, please, just a woman, can I stay on your couch just for a couple days? I'm leaving a relationship. I need a place to stay that's safe. And this girl, I did not know her. She said, yeah, you can stay on my couch tonight. And I was like, thank you. It was like that afternoon. I had a show that night. I said, I have a show. I'll be out by 10. I'll be at you by like 10:30. So I'm doing a show. I'm on stage. All my bags, I have like 3 or 4 bags, everything I own in the world, and they're against the wall. And I'm on stage doing my little stupid dick jokes, which, by the way, like pre-pandemic, any stand-up is now considered historic or like archaic. Anything, any stand-up before the pandemic, unless you're like George Carlin or something, it's all just like, what is this jabroni talking about? But so I'm in there and I'm doing my stand-up, and then I leave, and then I go and I knock on this girl's door. She's like asleep. She's like, yeah, you can go sleep on the couch. And then I go and I lay on it's pitch black. I don't know who she is. I don't know where I am. I'm in like Koreatown. I've never been to Koreatown. I close the door, or no, she closes the door. She's sleeping like 10 feet away because she lives in a studio. I go to sleep. I wake up. We're still friends to this day. Still friends to this day. I think I had a glass of wine with her like a couple weeks ago. What a nightmare, Amber. I cannot imagine having not a place to rest my head. Yeah. And my stand-up was also horseshit. absolute horseshit. Like, you really do have a hierarchy of needs. You have to like find a place to sleep, get some food in your stomach before you can go and like make them laugh. I have a girlfriend of mine whom I kind of don't talk to anymore because she's a little cuckoo in the head, but she would like not have a place to stay and be homeless and be like, I just want to make art. And I'm like, what kind of art? What are you going to be in the back of your car, like cutting up stars with paper? What are you doing? It was really tough. She made a huge difference on a lot of people, but the took it mental health was, yeah, damn. Well, these are the conversations we get into on the Amber Nelson show. Oh boy. So Valentine's Day. Does anybody have any plans? Are we all going to go out to big raves and catch COVID? Are we all going to spread COVID around for our love notes? Our love notes. What am I going to do? I'll probably I've never. The only time I've ever gone out on Valentine's Day was when I was single. When I was in relationships, because I've always worked in restaurants, I'm either working on Valentine's Day or I understand how hard it is for the staff. So I'm just like, hey, you guys, you deal. I'll be at home. I can make a meal cheaper and I'm not going to bother you. I know you have a wait list that's months long, right? I'm taking my dog for a bath on Valentine's Day. It can be exciting. That's good. Yeah, cook pasta. Be at home. Be at home with a person you love, whether it's yourself, somebody else. Your best friend's birthday's on Valentine's Day. Oh. The only time I brought a guy home from a bar was on February 13th. Woke up the near stranger on Valentine's Day. That's how you do. I got stood up on Valentine's Day a couple years ago. And you know me, I don't like to sit at home and be woe is unto me. So I got dolled up. I went to a bar around the corner that's now closed. And I ended up making great friends with this woman. Just doing shots all night. It was fun. And she's a lesbian, so she didn't have any like bad guy stories. She had a bad lady story. So we didn't like shit on men all night, which I don't want to do. I had a great time. My 2-year-old is going, decided to sleep in. We're having a freaking ice storm coming to town on Valentine's Day. The hubby and I will probably watch Gloss on Twitch and have smoke a fatty. Oh, Reagan Perot's Pipe Rose. That sounds like a great time. I love random bar women. Oh, yeah. I'm a random bar woman. It's so much fun. Just to, like, talk to people. I'll pull up a seat and talk to any stranger. I don't give a fuck if you think I'm a whore. I mean, that's... Whores have more fun, to be honest. I like two kinds of bars. I like a dive bar or I like an uber classy bar. Anything in between is just kind of a waste of money for me. Like, those, like, kitschy sort of hipster bars that are, like... They kind of look like a dive bar, but like they're upscaled with cocktail drinks. I either want like a Negroni in a classic 1930s old building that hasn't been touched unless it's been renovated, and there's like bankers and lobbyists around me, and I'm like listening to stories about what stock market app to buy or whatever. Or I want to be in a dive bar where I get a beer and a shot for like $5, and then I hear stories about how someone's ex-wife fucked them up. that's what I want. Nothing in between. Oh, air tank bars will exist after the Rona, and in fact, there's bars going on now. I mean, I think I've been like offered to serve at them because I am a bartender. I'm good at what I do, so people have contacted me. But I'm like, I don't want to get like raided. You know what I mean? Because that's like some serious. If you were to get raided, your face would be in the paper, which I've seen. It has been. I'm fucked. I've got this big fine. I'm probably literally killing people. Like, it's not worth the stories and the money. I'll sit at home and I'll make a vodka and water on my porch and talk to you guys. Do they call a beer and a shot a citywide outside of Philly? Oh, a citywide. Hey, last podcast. Thank you. A citywide? I think they call it a Boilermaker. A beer and a shot. Last Podcast Network is here. Yay. Oh, man. Yeah, it's either that or the other with bars. But you know what I mean, those bars. Or I like a German beer hall. Those are good. But the ones where it's like you don't know if it's dive or classy, and it's just kind of somewhere in between. It's very gentrify-y feeling. All the drinks have like 20 ingredients in them. That's another thing. Cocktails, they should have 3 or 4 ingredients. That's it. Anything with juice takes up too much space in the glass, and it's going to give you a headache later. Those headaches the next day when you've had too much like orange juice and bullshit in your thing? What I do, and I know it looks like trash, really, like vodka and water. Vodka and water. I mean, I do. Vodka and water does look like it does look like I married for money and cheat on my husband with a pool boy, or it looks like I live trailer trash. But that's how I like to drink. Poor and the wealthy, they get it right. What's the ratio? I would say 2 fingers vodka, 3 fingers water, because you're also getting hydrated the next day. You know? I also say that the very poor and the very wealthy raise their children very similarly. They drink similarly and they raise their children similarly. Um, the kids, it's always the kids running around the restaurant. They're either the poor or the wealthy. Uh, they're the kids that usually like latchkey kids that the parents are just too busy to take care of them, so the world has to raise them. That's poor and that's very wealthy. Jen is good too. I started a new dive bar. Oh, 8-hour shift, 0 in for both. That's great, Emery Murphy. 12 people max, 4-hour shift. That is the perfect bar scenario because people are going to have good conversations. It's 12 people max, 4 hours. Anything after because my old bar, I would be working 6 to 8-hour shifts. You're supposed to take a break after 6 hours, but we all know the restaurant industry, like the dishwasher's throwing up in the back, or like the line cook passed out dead. Like you need the manager to go step in, or it gets really busy. There's no breaks. Really, legally, there's supposed to be a break, but there's really no breaks. And your body, after that amount of time on concrete, running around, giving 100% to how many people? 100 people? I don't know. Maybe I'm over exaggerating 100, but running around giving 100% because if you give even less than 100% to somebody, they could go leave you a bad review. You could get fired. Oh my God, it's such a hard job. I never realized how hard bartending was until I stopped bartending for a little bit. Does that resonate with anybody? I never went out before, but when this is over, I swear I'm going to start. Well, Patricia Bateman, the line cook passed out dead. You know how it is, the line cook. They've OD'd on something. And someone's always in the walk-in cooler doing whippets. That's why there's never um, any cream, what do you call it, Cool Whip. There's never any of those desserts in restaurants. And you know why? There's never any cream on your bullshit unless it's hand whipped. It's because somebody's going to go do whippets in the walk-in. That's why. Every single time. That's why there's no Cool Whip on your brownie sundae, and why it's all, if they have cream, it's hand whipped. It's not because they give a shit or take care about the customer. They just don't want the line cook doing whippets in the walk-in cooler. That's what were they about? Oh yeah, before all of this, I would go out almost every night. And I remember people being like, you kind of go out a lot, Amber, because I was newly single, I was making money, I had a hard job, and I just wanted to relieve my stress. Wasn't really doing a lot of creative stuff. And now I wish I went out more. Whenever I did whippets at the diner I worked as a teenager, I always wait until the cream was emptied. That's good. Slight T1's so that nobody can catch you. I always say if you're going to shaft the system, make sure you do it in a way that is smart, because I've seen so many dumbasses fuck it up. And I'm like, what are you doing? One of my old jobs, there would be a bartender who would not ring in any drinks. And a manager would come in and see all of the people drinking. It takes 5 seconds to look in the computer system and see no drinks registered. And then to be like, what are you doing? It's a pretty clear paper trail, dude. But they don't think about it. It's all addicts, usually. They just want the money. Hey, Dingle Tuck. So I thought about what I said, and I'm sorry for being so primal. I just had, I don't know. I don't know what you said, buddy. What's the cheapest way to go out as much as possible? So the cheapest way to go out as much as possible, Scott731, I would say, is go to a fine dining restaurant. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but what fine dining restaurants do is they usually give you bread and butter and just order an appetizer. I recommend ordering something like escargot. It's usually around the $13 range, which is a lot, but you're going to get a fuck ton of bread and butter, and escargot is just dripping in like garlic butter. It's going to really fill you up. Maybe get a martini or something, like a classic cocktail. That'll run about 12. I went to Frank and Musso and Frank's, classic Hollywood dining eatery, and I think I walked out of there spending $25 on a fine dining experience. Just sit at the bar. That total. Also go during happy hour too. 25 bucks total for a very fine dining experience. I like to put my phone away, listen to conversations, look at what people do. They're never on their phones. Because wealthy people in those situations, they understand that this is a time to be with their family or their mistress, the teenage girl they're fucking. It's a special time to be with that teenage girl they're fucking. You know what I mean? So they're going to put their phone away, probably leave it in the car so no one can track them. Pull out that burner phone. But yeah, go to a fine dining restaurant. They usually have some kind of lunch special, and you're really going to get the most bang for your buck. I know that sounds counterintuitive to go to a more expensive place, but more expensive places, they give you the bread and the butter, and also all of the ingredients are much richer. So you're going to eat a little thing and then be like, oh no, I gotta go poo. I remember my first, because I'm a New Yorker, and I would eat like dollar pizzas and like $2 PBRs, right? And I was working for this company in Midtown, and they were this very successful company, and they took us to like a luncheon, or sorry, like a dinner, like Christmas dinner thing, to say like thank you for working with us or whatever. And the wine they had was like $100 bottle of wine. It was a very fancy place, and the food was very rich. So they give you like little bitty things of like a salmon thing and a glass of wine, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here, this is nothing. So I eat the salmon thing, and then like I find out it's like braised in duck fat. And there's of course bread and butter, so I eat all that, and I can't even get to the entree because there's like 3 courses, and I'm just like, before even getting the entree, and I'm just full of like duck fat and bread, and they keep bringing the wine, and I look around and my coworkers, they get it because they've been in that experience before, so they're just like sipping the wine, but I'm treating it like a $2 PBR, so I'm just fucking housing it. I passed out in front of my boss, and I knocked over a whole table full of glassware. I thought I was going to get fired. Was this the elevator place? Yes, it was the elevator place. So the elevator place, I had, it was on the 42nd floor of this very tall building. And elevators, much like bridges, they have to have some leeway, because if it's very straight and rigid, it's going to break. So the elevator would shake going up, and to get to 42 floors would take, 8 to 10 seconds-ish? I mean, you can count that out. I don't know how many floors a second that is, but it's really fucking fast. And you're just like shaking like this. It's like a roller coaster ride. Roller coasters are fun, but this was like a roller coaster ride to your 9 to 5 job. You know what I mean? It just sucked. I hated it. And it gave me such anxiety, especially on the way down, because 42, sometimes it would just jump. Like if nobody was on, say, 40 to 20, like nobody pressed the buttons, it would just go hyperspeed all the way down. And I would flip the fuck out. So much so that I would stay under my desk during my lunch break. I would crawl under my desk and take a nap. How did I not get terrified? How did I not get fired? Such a weirdo. Yeah. Hunty boys, yeah. And then I remember looking around and being like, are you guys cool with this? Because this is going really fast. And then I would see these businessmen who, devote their lives to these jobs so they can support their family and their wives that don't come. And they would just kind of gulp and then just be like, it's fine. just to hold it in. I have nightmares about elevators going that fast. The old Costanza trick. Yeah, elevators, I still have innate fear of elevators. And I know that there's like a backup spring or whatever, but I think it really stems from what I can't control. And I'm just in this casket. Like, you might as well just keep the elevator going and then put me 7 feet under the ground. You know what I mean? I'm already buried in this metal casket. Corporate America in New York? No, not for me. I don't think it's really, well, there's a lot of people, I remember saying that they thought it was for them. Like, I remember there was this group of women who also worked in the building. They were very young. Yeah, airplanes get me too. Airplanes get me too. What six? Camel Crush Silver. I prefer a fast elevator. I always worry every time I step on the doors it's shut and I'm going to get stuck. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, and they shake. And the old ones, what about from the 1920s, where there's like, they're like composing a song of death? The metal gears that keep grinding? Mm. Oh yeah, but there was this like group of girls in the office culture, and they would always walk around, because I was working in Midtown in Bryant Park. And it was very like a to-do place and a place to be seen. I work in Bryant Park. But you could always tell the people that have been working there for years because they were just over it. You know, they were like the dudes that would just like go take 10-minute shits in the bathroom just to like get away from the world for 5 seconds. And because they're just so constipated. Also, brain aneurysms are a real thing in New York City, because it just doesn't stop. The city just doesn't stop. So you would see businessmen just open the doors to the office and then just like pass out dead. That would happen like every other Tuesday, right? So there was this group of girls, and they're like in their early 20s. They're very fashionably dressed. They had the Coco Chanel earrings. I remember the earrings dangling, walking around Bryant Park. And I wonder what they're doing now. Because I'm sure in your 20s it's very like, I'm working in New York, and then like give it like 10 to 20 years, honey. You'll be taking 10-minute shits in those bathrooms. I'm sorry. That's not funny, but you know, that's how it is. It sucks your soul. I worked in a hospital that was built in the 60s. Elevators were so old you couldn't even feel them moving. I always thought it was trapped and the elevator wasn't moving. Ugh. S1 slightly. Yeah, that's bad. But yeah, people thought it was like a fun thing to work in corporate America. And I remember how much it like deteriorates people and their perception of normality and human contact and how to speak to people. Because you're just so used to being on a cling, cling, cling all day and be like, I gotta get the spreadsheets out. So my boss, she saw 9/11. She told me this. She saw 9/11 happen. The plane hit, turn around, and kept working. She kept working. That's like one of the most terrifying 9/11 stories I've heard. She heard the second plane hit. She was like, I just, I thought like the plane hit, so I got time to finish the sheets. What a crazy bitch. And she was my foreman. So of course, like every time I got up and stretched, she would be like, what are you doing? And I'm like, not dying here. There was one girl, we had a king cake in the office one time. And, king cake's that New Orleans thing where it's like a circle, and it's got icing on it, and inside there's one little baby. And if you get the baby, it's good luck. But then next year you get the king cake. It's like super fun, right? And I got the baby, and I was a temp, and I was making nothing. So this is my one exciting moment of the year. I'm a file clerk, and there's no light in my office. I don't even have an office. I have a corner, and it's full of files, and I've got to get the numbers just right, right? So I get the king cake baby. It makes me smile. And at the end of the day, she comes up to me and she goes, you have something I want. You have something that's mine. And I was like, what? Like, I thought like it was a file. I didn't file appropriately. And I was like, you, what? The baby, the king cake baby. And I was like, what? And she's like, give it to me now. And she did it like that, like snapped in my face. But she was my superior, and I needed that job because I couldn't pay rent. So I like begrudgingly gave her this baby, and I wanted to cry. But then I go and I look at her desk, and it's full of king cake babies. I didn't notice it before, but they're all over her fucking desk. Like it's that island of those dolls. You've seen that documentary or whatever? It's like an island of dolls. And she's just this mad woman being like, ha ha, king cake babies. So, like, I think I win. I think I win. This intensified sense of importance. They think they're better at 22. Yeah. I should have tossed it in her mouth. I should have. Just no concept of, like, I need this. But she needed it. Very, like, pragmatic. And I understand you have to be pragmatic. You have to be organized to, like, live your life and get things done. But when you're so just like, the files and the numbers and the 1 and the 2, and then the 4 goes after here. Like, if you're like that for 8-9 hours a day, God help you if you're on salary. Salary is just a nice way of saying we own you. Your brain, you're gonna fucking open the door and then die. It happens a lot in New York. I've seen businessmen. There was a guy just scream. I was sitting at like some little desk putting in some little dumb numbers, and this guy goes, I can't take it anymore. And he runs out of his office, he rips off his tie, and he just runs out the fucking door. Nobody talked about it. We just let him go. We're like, yeah, we all can't take it anymore. Fucking, what are you doing? Billie Ho Bailey, she did not have children. She was a proud aunt. I think she wanted children. Pretty sure she wanted children, and her king cake babies were the ways for her to have children. I wonder how many of those babies were seized from coworkers. Probably all of them. I doubt it's mathematically logical. I mean, I'm telling you, it was like 10 to 15 king cake babies. It was a lot. It was a lot. So I think every year, because she'd been there for about that amount of time, every year, just snatching those babies. But then it starts with the Coco Chanel earrings and the suits, and like, I work in Midtown Manhattan, I'm special. And then it hits you, baby. It hits you a few years down the road. And you're like, oh, I'm working for a machine. I need your king cake baby. I need your king cake baby to live. I would fuck her about those babies forever. Yeah, what a dick. Huge dick. And she knew I had to give her that king cake baby. What's everyone drinking tonight? Well, I'm drinking vodka. I'm drinking vodka and water, which I know sounds hick, but water keeps you hydrated, baby. I mean, that's half the reason you feel so bad drinking the next day, is you just don't have that water, and you fill it with juice. So you get those headaches, and you get that bloated. Hey, Demon Whiskey. Well, thank you for joining. It's been fun. I would have brought her a bag of those baby toys. Oh, just like bring a whole bag and dump it on her desk and be like, I bought it for $5 in Chinatown. You dumb bitch. I think there's a satisfaction of her taking the king cake baby from people, of being like, I took this from someone, right? Because the whole point of a king cake baby is like, is this magical realization of like, I found it, the universe got me, I get good luck. And to just take it, I feel like that's bad luck, right? To just take someone's luck. It's like if someone found a 4-leaf clover and Mary Jo comes and takes it from you for good luck, she's going to get bad luck, right? If you take someone's good luck. It is baby Jesus. Billy, yeah, it is baby Jesus. Because I think the king cake, it has a lot of Catholic roots. The king cake, she is miserable. I was talking to a friend of mine from Mexico, and they brought in a little cake or something, and they mentioned a holiday in Mexico. And I know a lot of Mexicans are very Catholic, so I said, oh, do you have king cakes? And he's like, what's that? And I describe it to him. He's like, I don't know. And he comes in with the exact, I forget what it's called, but it has the colors, the green, oh my God, purple and yellow. I forget I think green, purple, and yellow are supposed to mean something, but it has a whole thing. It has a baby in it. But I hear they don't do the babies anymore because too many people choked on the baby. It's always one fucking idiot that's got to ruin it for all of us, right? She's gaining more lives. Evil bitches do live forever. It's always like the Queen of England. You know, she's going to live to 500 years old. She's still kicking it. She's still shooting guns and driving. That's a big Louisiana thing. If you choke on the baby, that's extra luck. Yeah, because then you go to heaven. Because you choke on Jesus. Yeah, they put the baby separate now, which isn't the same. It isn't the same. I just want the baby and the king cake. But then again, one little fucking idiot's got to ruin it for everybody. I'm trying to think of other things that are ruined for everybody because of one stupid fucking person. Airports, 9/11. We used to just be able to like walk up to the gate. Let's get on the plane. You could put a chicken under your jacket and being like, all right, get on the plane. And now you got to go check in. They got to look at your ID. They always look at my ID extra long. And I wonder if I'm on like some kind of list. For Chinese New Year, you put coins in dumplings. And I had to remind myself that I can put coins in the dumplings. Make with my toddler friend. That's nice. Tide Pods. Yeah, Tide Pods are locked up now. They're all locked up in the grocery store. You got to ring the bell and wait 20 minutes for someone to come over there and begrudgingly unlock that, unlock the little glass casing for you. And then they have to lock it back up. They don't want to be doing that shit. I mean, I used to work at the grocery store. A lot of violence goes on there. No chewing gum in class. One else house stuck it under his desk and ruin it for everyone. Yeah. No chewing gum in class. You can trip on cold medicine. Yeah, cold medicine's also locked up. Bottle rockets are illegal in Texas because bros wouldn't stop putting them up their asses. Those are probably the same kind of guys we talked about in the beginning of the session that would just get in fights because they couldn't get fucked at a bar. Maybe you can't get fucked because you're so aggro, dude. Maybe women are scared of you because, you know, we say like, hey, come over for fun, and then you do something crazy. Like, only other crazy people are going to be attracted to you. And those are the kind of guys that are like, all women are insane. And I'm like, well, you're insane, and you're attracting that. No safe, normal woman wants some guy who's like has cum coming out of his eyes. You know what I mean? We're very scared of you. Oh, I also have bitters, and bitters are very good for your stomach. Oh boy, I think there was some guy in a bar who was I'm trying to think of these odd moments I had with these people that don't get fucked enough. He comes up and he starts like guessing my age, and I'm like, this is weird. It's weird when they try to neg you. Like, just be nice. And then he said that he was a lawyer that works for the company. So he looked at the bartender and he said, so if that bartender slips and tries to sue the company, I'm on board with the company, and I would actually sue him back. And then he would like laughed about it, and I was like, oh, this guy's fucking crazy. So I just like, I'm not a very good comebacky kind of person. Like I'm quippy right now, but not when someone's like being that much of a psychopath. Because psychopaths, they will always have a better comeback because they don't stop themselves from saying the most heinous shit. So I just turn away from him and I just look away. And then he doesn't know how to handle it. And he's like, look at me, talk to me, look at me. And he starts screaming. He screamed so loud, the bartender was like, hey dude, calm down. And he was like, you can't tell me what to do. And I was like, sorry dude, he didn't trip, so you can't sue him. Stop fucking talking to me. But you're a comedian, you have to be. I feel like I am, but I'm not like psychopaths, like true psychopaths. They don't have that filter. Like, I will stop myself from saying something that is inherently very hurtful to someone's spirit, I think. I mean, unless they're coming at me that way, but still, I will still have reservations because ultimately I don't want to hurt people, but psychopaths, they don't have that. They'll come and they'll just push you out of the way. Don't ever get in a fight with a psychopath. Random assholes at bars really ruin the vibe. Yeah, and you know what? As a bartender, I kick them out, and it feels great. A fedora or no fedora, but a suit with a tie undone. I feel that. They don't have empathy. Yeah, psychopaths don't have empathy. They don't have that filter that says, oh, this is another human being. They just go at you and say, I bet your pussy stinks. Or something worse. Something worse than that. I miss going to bars. Yeah, I miss going to bars too. I miss kicking assholes out of bars. I once kicked out a male model from Florida because he was making fun of the staff, which, like, I guess make fun of me as much as you want, whatever. Other servers were like, I don't like this dude. And I was like, I know. And then he started making fun of other patrons. Like, some guy came to the bar and said, can I get a beer? And he's like, you're ugly, dude. And I was like, get out of here. I said, you leave. And he said, don't you know who I am? I was like, no. And he gave me his card, and his card wouldn't run through. And he said, don't you know who I am? I was like, well, sir, you're somebody with a declined card. That was a really funny moment for me. You're someone with a declined card, sir. So do you have another card or some cash, perhaps? He ended up paying with cash, and there was some change involved. So he took the change and he threw it on the ground. I think he threw some dimes and pennies as he was walking out. What an asshole. But you know what? Bartenders talk to each other. So we immediately messaged people at all the other bars that they could go to. They couldn't get in anywhere. They got into one place because the bartenders didn't get the message till later. And they're like, oh, fuck, this guy was an asshole to you. Like, nowhere else would let him in. And they let him in. They didn't know. And he accidentally left his ID at the bar. And one of the bartenders, it was a hotel rooftop bar, and they just threw it over they threw it over the bar, over the ledge, landed on the ground somewhere. I don't know, it was pretty far up in the sky. I was there. We all watched it happen. It was really funny. So, don't be a dick to bartenders. He was being an asshole to the staff. He called this other guy. When he called the other guy ugly, I was like, get out. You don't make fun of other patrons, because now you're making the mood. Like, my whole job as a bartender is to make the mood appropriate, He's calling other people ugly. Sorry, Bo, you get your license thrown off of a rooftop bar. Good luck flying back to Florida, you dumb fuck. You model fuck. Don't you know who I am? Well, you're someone with a declined card, sir. I don't know where else you went, though, with a declined card. But I think, because we all talk to each other in the Hollywood area, other bars would be like, yeah, he tried to come in and we wouldn't let him in. So he'd be like, why can't I get in? And he wouldn't understand why he couldn't get in. He was like, you just can't come in. Business rules. This isn't necessary calling people ugly. Yeah, it's not necessary calling people ugly. But you call people ugly, you know what? You're not getting anywhere, buddy. Amber, I've been listening to The Brighter Side for a few months and didn't realize you were on this Fridays. Plus, hey, thank you. Oh, thank you, Billy Bay. Get a subscribe button, too. Oh, I don't have a subscribe button? Oh, fuck. I mean, I'm trying to, yeah, he was super sad. He was, when someone has a face that's, dumb, and I don't want to call people dumb on their looks. We all have to, get to know somebody before we make judgments. But someone's face is frozen like this. You know what I mean? Like that. That's like a punchable face. Let me see what I look like. We can follow you, just not pay to subscribe to you. Well, fuck. Yeah, you should have Holden. Yeah, I think Holden and I had we had a conversation today about how do I get the pay button, but it's my second time on Twitch, so I want to make sure I'm doing it right. I got it on. We're on board, baby, but I don't have the the pay button. Oh, well, we'll do that next week. That will be a thing for my journal next week. I was supposed to have it today, but there was a lot of things going on in the universe. I was supposed to have a conversation with some people today, but, things get backed up. But I should have contacted them earlier, so my fault. I'm having the time of my life. Hey, thanks, Crank Tank. It's really funny watching it. My Venmo is Amber Smelson. Let me make sure before I'm just my Venmo's Billie Holiday. What is my Venmo? Butt cracks 5,000. Oh, Amber Amber-Nelson-6. Can I make this bigger? I'll make it bigger and put it up in the chat thingy. It is fun. What are some other fun bar stories I had? Man, I do miss bartending in Hollywood. Just the assholes. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's see if you can see it. There was a guy who... Oh, this is fun. He, oh, can we see? Nope. Amber-Nelson-6. Oh, shit. There we go. There we get it. There was a guy who was bragging about driving a Hummer. He's like, I drive a Hummer. I'm cool. I drive a Hummer. And I was like, all right, you can drive a Hummer, buddy. That's great. You know, I don't have a car. Like, what am I going to... I'm not going to shit on you for driving a Hummer. Sure, that sounds nice. But then he kept bragging and ordering top shelf alcohol, and his card gets declined. Every time. It's always the fuckers that are bragging about being wealthy. Truly wealthy people don't brag about their money because they're showing you what you could steal, really. That's what bragging is just showing off what other people can steal. Hummer, little dick car. Yeah. I miss falling in love with my favorite bartender. Yeah, I miss falling in love with people. Oh, thanks, Willow45. Yeah, it's always the people that brag about how much money they have. There was another guy that bragged about coming from Australia and taking, like, he has his own boat. His card got declined. I mean, I don't want to laugh at poor people. I would never do that. Or, like, someone's card getting declined is very sad. But if you're overtly bragging about owning a boat and driving a Hummer, dude, I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing? Women don't care. And the ones that do are probably fucking you only for your money. To be honest, some of the best dick I've gotten was from dudes that were homeless. Because they had to have a home. They had to have a place to stay that night. I didn't know they were homeless, but I was like, wow, that's some good-ass dick. And I'm like, you want to stay over? And he's like, yeah, can I? And then he keeps wanting to stay over. And I'm like, stay over, baby. You got a great dick. And I find out he doesn't have a home. And I'm just kind of like, oh. Uh-oh. I think I was talking to a dude, and he was like, I think I asked him over text. I was like, so where are you living now? And he's like, well, I'm in a tent in Koreatown for now, which, you know, if you're living in a tent, God bless you. You're trying to get your life together. You're doing it. But will I go and knock on a tent and go fuck somebody? I don't think I'm going to do that. But if you lie to me in a bar, maybe get me a beer and then get some good dick, maybe I'll let you stay. I don't have any STDs, by the way. I get checked out regularly. I don't have any STDs, but I knew something was off when, like, I put the condom on the guy wrong, and I was like, oh, we'll just flip it the other way. And he's like, let's get a new condom. And I was like, oh, you can't just, like, flip it the other way? So his dick was probably riddled with worms. Something. Lots of people have fancy stuff who don't actually have a car in their account. Being asset rich and poor is very real. Yeah. Being asset rich and very poor is very real. We had a weird goth dance night at our bar in lots of vodka, cranberry, and sad dancing. I miss it. I do not discriminate. Worm dick. Yeah, if you put the condom on a guy and then he says, oh, and it's like wrong, and you can just like flip it the other way, and he says like, get a new condom, that means his dick is like got something in the spores, right? There's like some little coronavirus germs popping out those dick spores. And also people with STDs, there's nothing wrong on that at all. Just be very, get tested, and also be very honest with people. Like, whatever you have, like, just tell people, hey, I got this. Or, make sure you wear a condom but I don't know. Worm dick. Never flip it. Yeah, you should probably move along. Yeah, I did not ask a tent gentleman to come over, which is bad, but I mean, he could have given me good dick for a few nights, but then they might stay. Now, I don't want him sticking around. You know what I mean? I mean, if he's nice, And like, I would never ask somebody to have something that I didn't have. So like empathy for other people, hygiene, Amber the sugar mama. A dick full of bugs. Yes, he has a dick full of bugs. I'm not sucking a dick full of bugs. I think I did ask if I could suck his dick, and he said no. So there's some dick full of bugs going on. I cackle as I pour my vodka. Dick full of bugs. I definitely sucked a guy's dick once in college, and he had chunky cum. So we call him Chunky Cum. I appreciate this cum. Yeah, I appreciate his safety too. I appreciate you said no. But yeah, there's definitely a guy out there that we call Chunky Cum behind his back. And me and my good friend from college, we like laugh about it. We're like, haha, Chunky Cum. And people are horrified because we forget like how crazy that sounds. The tapioca spunk. Maybe he was self-conscious about the smell. Maybe. At least he didn't give you throat germs. Yeah, because you can get hepatitis in your throat. Or hepatitis, and also there's lots of diseases you can get. That can't be an indicator of good health. I want to chunk my cum. Yeah, well, he would like, and again, this is a testament of you don't have to be rich, you don't have to be whatever, you just have to like be nice and have a good, decent personality. He was a gamer, back in the day gamer, when it was like what was that? World Star, what was that thing called? World Star something? It was like early internet. World Star Runner? I don't know. And then he would play World Star Hip Hop World. He would play World of Warcraft, but like Homestar Runner. That's it. Homestar Runner. He loved Homestar Runner, even though it was like a little bit past that time, but it was still cool to like it, I guess. He liked World of Warcraft. He liked D&D. He would have D&D nights at the place, and he didn't even live there. And I would make, well, not me. I think this other girl, sorry. I would always make him food. I think he wanted to break up with me one time, and I made him like pork chops with lima beans, and he did not. World of Chunker Craft, yes. Thanks, Craig. It's always cool to like Homestar. But I think one of the girlfriends would like make them like lasagna and some shit and like whatever, and they would just play D&D like all night in this one little room. And I think she and I would just like sit and drink wine on the back porch. We're talking like 6 hours, just completely neglecting health and women and things that could maybe make you better in this world. And they still got laid. They still got laid. I think that guy broke up with me and the girl, so none of us are together, but I mean, she was very attractive. I consider myself attractive. Need some more. He needed water big time. Yeah, they would just drink like Mountain Dew and Pepsi. Ugh. Awful. I was never much of a soda gal. Occasionally, like if I'll have like Domino's pizza or something, like something nasty, I want a soda. Oh, I'll get it later. If it's something nasty, I want like a soda, but usually it's something like water all day. But they would just like scoff at the idea of water, but then their cum would be chunky. Dudes. I played Trogger all the time in high school. I was a normal human woman, though. Oh, Mish Michelle 430, you didn't have a chunky cum? Oh my god. Pizza and soda's life. Pizza and soda's good. Yeah, it's empty calories though. It's just such empty calories. I like pizza and soda, don't get me wrong, but like maybe like once every 2 months or something, maybe once a month. D&D seems like a creative outlet though. I used to make fun of it until people played it. Half are boring asshole and the other half can be real cool. And we were yeah, and I don't want to make fun of the game. That's just the game that they happen to love. I bet it is a creative outlet. And I'm sure that there are lots of people that play D&D that also think about their health and like to work out and like drink water. And I'm not saying you have to be like some perfect buff 10, but like 30 minutes once a week, even if it's walking around the neighborhood, just to like get your blood flowing, get an outlet. I think I dated a guy once who he didn't like going to the gym, he didn't like working out because of germs. But what happened is you naturally have all of these like angsty, I gotta do, like you're a human being. You have this, right? So work out, do something productive with that energy so you can propel yourself forward, right? Even if it's lifting weights, get some bands. I got some bands for $17. And then you can just like do little crunches or whatever the fuck you can do. Jump rope, whatever, go walk, whatever you need, hula hoop. But you just sit there, you're going to like develop more of that, and then you're going to take that on other people. And then other people are not going to want to hang out with you. So it's like lifting weights is the best for anger. Yeah. So it's like a way to get out that outlet. I mean, you're going to have that outlet. You're human. Anybody who says they don't have that outlet is probably going to slice your throat in your sleep. Hula hooping. So Reagan Piero's hula hooping, I've been doing it for like 10 minutes once every other day or so, sometimes 20. My waistline is like, I feel so much better. I feel so much more feminine and where I would like to be. I don't think there's like one standard for anybody. You live your own life. But like my waist, I feel so much better. And I was doing like jujitsu and like running around, like throwing shit around. No, none of that. I'm going to hula hoop. I'm going to put on some Diana Ross. I'm going to live my life. I also made some rose water. I love the rose water. I hula hooped and made rose water the other day. I am not a guy's girl. Jump rope. Yeah, jump rope's great. Do it for like, start at 2 minutes. I'm not very good at jump roping, but like 2 minutes a day, go to 5 minutes, go to 10 minutes a day. You'll notice like my calves feel like way stronger. I get like a better cardio. Your like shins, because when you run, it's really bad on your shins and your knees. I have a brother who's like a long distance runner. He'll run for like 8 hours. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, dude. I don't know how you're doing this, but they'll run for like 8 hours at a time, and they go shit behind a tree. It's weird. But that's really bad. Like if you look at long distance runners that do it all the time, like marathon runners, they like have these dark circles under their eyes. They have shin splints. They say it hurts. And they talk about the runner's high and like meth. Just go do meth because you look the same. Like marathon runners and meth addicts look the same. It's the dark circles. It's the skinny legs. It's the like big confidence. High impact exercise. I mean, I guess high impact exercise is like good for certain moments. Their nipples get chapped. Yeah, their nipples get chapped. Had a message for identity. Allowed to post it. Wait. I don't know what this is. There's something I had to allow. I'm still trying to figure out Twitch. I just got a cheap stationary bike. It's so easy and I can hop on whenever throughout the day. I love it. Well, Nichi 107, that's perfect. I mean, really just do the things you like to do. Like, do you like to dance? Do you like to go do the stationary bike? Not every workout, like that CrossFit shit. I used to be into that, and for me, it's too much. Some people love it. But just this, like, go throw a tire across the room and you don't get any water and you go over there and do No, I don't need that. I don't want someone yelling at me. I want easy breezy. I want Diana Ross. I want Todrick Hall. I want Cher. I want Madonna. I want fun times. Swimming is the best workout for you. Anything in the water. Oh, sweet baby corn. Absolutely. I unfortunately don't have a pool, but swimming is the best for you. It's really good on your joints. You get a good cardiovascular workout. You also work out all the muscles in your body. You do have to watch out going to the gym though, because I used to work at the gym and a lot of people will take a shower in the pool. We want to rock. I got an underdesk mini bike and I use it while I watch Riverdale. Oh, Willa 4 to 5. What a great idea. One of my patients I see is a marathon runner. She is cut up. She could snap me in half and have a foot. And I have a foot in height on her. Yeah, I mean, marathon runners, they are very strong because you are working a lot. For me, And from what I saw in my brother, I was just like, dude, the eyes. I'm like, hi, are we here? It takes 2 weeks to make a habit. You can choose to move or you can choose to sit. It's up to you. Ooh, Reagan Pierrose, what a motivational human you are. I will say I'm talking a lot about working out. Today I did not work out. Oops. I have been taking, I think this week, I'm usually pretty motivated on doing my bullshit. This week I've been a little, and in fact, I'll tell you a big reason why I felt pretty down today is I always label my food, like when I bought it, or when I defrost it. Like if I put some chicken in the freezer and then I put it in the fridge, I always like label it the day I took it out of the freezer, because chicken needs 1 to 2 days in the fridge after being defrosted before it makes you sick, right? So I defrosted this hen. Hens come in 2 packs. I already ate one. I don't know. It's very whatever. But I didn't write on the hen when I defrosted it, and I don't know if it's gonna make me sick. So I'm just gonna throw it away. I'm throwing away food I could have eaten. Why did I do this? Now that I say this, it's really stupid. Then I was upset about it. I was very upset about it today. Crank Tank, have a good night. Oh, are people leaving? Yeah, proper labeling. Are people leaving because I'm talking about defrosting hens? Because it's a boring as fuck conversation. Better safe than sorry. Absolutely. Cornish hen is like a tiny hen, and it comes in 2 packs, and they're pretty cheap. You think it sounds expensive. It sounds like royalty would eat it, but it's like, I think it's like $7 for a 2 pack. You're supposed to make them both together as like a Valentine's Day thing, but um, I'm just a lady about town, so I only made one. I put the other one in the freezer, and then, well, gonna throw it out. Cook it for the neighborhood cats? I could do that. That's a really good idea. I have an old pot. Maybe I'll just like boil it to get some bullshit out of it and then just put it somewhere. But the thing about the neighborhood cats is once you get one cat and start feeding it, they all come around. We used to have a whole community of cats, and they'd be back here and they would be on the stream, and it was quite funny. But cats are hunters, and we live in a city, so they would come back with like ding dong wrappers and pizza boxes, like in the back. I don't want that. I don't want that bullshit in my life. Get high and eat them both. That's the upside of unseasoned chicken. You can feed it to your piggy, catty. That's true. I might have this one smoke and then boogie. Oh, an hour and 17. We're doing pretty good. I've smoked 3. I've been very diligent on how many I've smoked, but then when I smoke more, I feel bad. But whenever I tell myself, hey, you're an adult, smoke whatever you want, I actually smoke less. But whenever I'm like, you've had 2 today already, then I get this anxiety in my head, and then I smoke 2 more. Wild. That's so sweet. That's so sad. Oh, they get territorial. Yeah, cats get very territorial. We did have somebody come in and spay, neuter, whatever you call it, the lady cat. And she used to really love us, but now she doesn't trust us anymore because we literally trapped her and sent her to an alien god that took something from her. So of course she wouldn't trust us. I feel kind of bad. I miss smoking, but I don't enjoy it when I actually smoke one. Yeah, chip and metal. With smoking, it's like my brain says, do it. And then my body is like, no, don't do this. I wouldn't trust you anymore either. Yeah. I mean, it's like if like I loved going to visit my friend's house, and then one day my friend drugged me and sent me into a spaceship where these aliens took a part of my uterus and then sent me back. I would never go to that friend's house again. Right? I love to smoke. I love it too much. Yeah. It's the body. It's the body that's like, do it, do it, do it. You're craving it. And my brain is like, no, what are you doing? And then, I hate the smell, to be honest. I always have to take a shower. at the end of the night after I've been smoking, because like if I lay in bed, oh my god, I remember the back in the day when you used to smoke in bars and restaurants. The food tastes different. There was this place called the Chimes in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We used to smoke in there. I'm talking $2.50 for a martini, um, 25 cents for an oyster. I would go on oyster night and I would pay oyster night's 25 cents and I would go $10 and be a queen. But you can smoke in there. And I went back. You couldn't smoke. Food tasted different. When people tell me to quit smoking, I say you're right, but it looks so cool. Emery, does it look cool though? I don't know. I feel like my feedback's a little bit slower on here. I feel like it looks a little cool. I'm kind of like looking at the camera and looking at you guys. If I eat if I don't smoke, it's an oral fixation that I can't shake. I'll get super fat if I smoke. Reagan Puros. Yeah, that's a common thing about people quitting. And I was reading this book called Easy Way to Quit Smoking. And they say, people often replace food with cigarettes, just don't replace that. But then they said, so the average person smokes 22 cigarettes a day, right? This book was written in the 1970s. And I'm like, no, I have like 6. I called a smoker's hotline once, and they said, how many times a night do you get up to smoke? I was like, never. And like, how many do you smoke a day? I was like, from 3 to 6. And I could hear this like long pause. Because they're used to people smoking like 22 cigarettes a day. I read the book too. It worked for a couple weeks. Chippen's Metal. Yeah, it works for a couple weeks. I don't know. I think it depends if you like want it. Yeah, I gained so much after I quit. Damn. I miss it. It's something to do with your hands. It's a great way to punctuate sometimes. Yeah, because I can be like, Blue's Clues is facts, with my fucking cigarette. And I look like I know what I'm talking about. I smoke a pack a day, easy. Reagan Puros. Whoa. Easy. Well, live your life, baby. We're now getting into the after hours part of the stream. We're just chain smoking, I think, at this point. I've had like 3 in an hour and a half. It's kind of bad. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I smoke a carton an hour. Amber, after hours. Yeah, Hunty boys, we're talking about chunky cum and we're chain smoking. Yeah, live your life. Live your life, do whatever you gotta do. Oh, there's more sirens. Shall we see what's going on in Citizen App? Citizen App, if you don't know, is it connects to the police radio, so you know what's going on. 3 incidents. Still a group fighting, man assaulting a woman, police activity. Nothing on here. Oh, and I've had a couple people Venmo me. Thank you. I'm gonna get some shout outs. Wait. Hi, Zoe. Thank you, Zoe Stone. Thank you, Michelle Mortensen. And thank you, Daniel Pujol. Thank you, Scott Wetland. Thank you very much. Hey. This is fun. This will buy my drinks for next week. Thank you very much. If I had Citizen App, it would be ringing off the book. Chip and Metal, where do you live? That's a long group fight. Yes. Where do you live, Chip and Metal? Truthfully, we talk about chunky cum and chain smoking at 8 a.m. too. Yeah, you're right. I guess, late hours Amber, it's still early hours Amber. I live in Canada. I wish we had crime and insurrections. Your YouTube baking show. Oh, thank you, Mishmishi 430. I quit 10 years ago, but maybe once a year I get so stressed I chain smoke. Most of a pack. It makes me so sick I don't do it for another year. Oh, did we talk about this last week? Were you the person that said that you don't smoke unless it's once a year and you really crave it and you're amping up for it? And then you smoke a whole pack and then you get really sick. I bet the group fight looks like an MJ's Bad video. Yeah, sometimes the Citizen app has videos where you can see people fighting or whatever, or the police cops or whatever. No videos for this. Bunch of suckers. And I like that it's usually people, people on the street doing it. that upload it directly to the app. There's been an arsonist lately in Hollywood, so a lot of shit's just going on fire. It's a lot of unhoused encampments that are being lit ablaze lately. But people will just go and they'll film it and they'll put it directly to the site. So it's like saying, some fucking crazy ass video people are doing. Crank Tank Canada. Well, Canada, I hear, has a lot of crime that we don't really hear about. I mean, is like a huge human trafficking thing on the very East Coast around, starts with an S. Not Nova Scotia. No. It's somewhere on the east side. Canada, there's a lot of human trafficking there. Kind of by the American border. But Canada's huge. And there's a lot of it that's not as, I'm a very dumb American. So a lot of it's not as, Scotia. Yeah. A lot of it's not as populated, but I bet those little towns just have some crazy ass bullshit going on. Saskatchewan. I would say southeastern Massachusetts since there's not much of a south. Saskatchewan. Small towns, people always talk about back in the day, things were so much better. But my parents and my family is older, and they laugh at this fact. They always laugh about people saying oh, if we could only go back to the 50s. I remember them laughing about that in the car. Something on the radio said we got to go back to the 50s and they're, how safe it was. They all laughed because they said, no, it's actually a big problem. Nova Scotia has a trafficking problem. Yes, it was Nova Scotia. But the 50s was, it was not all, a lot of what we see is propaganda. A lot of the stuff that's survived from film and television. But if you talk to somebody who really lived in the 50s, unless they were from an affluent neighborhood, some crazy shit went down. Still, even more so because you could get away with it. Canadian serial killers have huge numbers. Yeah, so Canada has a lot of serial killers. We like to think of Canada as this liberal, okay, yeah, which sure, but there's a lot of serial killers. All right, what are we, an hour and a half? I feel like I'm getting kind of sloppy. Oh man, I'll keep going for a little bit. It's funny to be sloppy. If I start slurring too many words, then I'll have to end stream. Maybe it's a regional thing. Sorry, I'm stabbing you. Sorry, Yeah, I'm trying to do the Canadian accent. Yeah, I don't know. There's roads that they say you don't hitchhike. You could beat the shit out of your kids in the 50s. Yeah, you could just beat the shit out of kids. Bullying was way more common. It's very common to this day, but kids would just get beat the fuck out of each other. Nobody would care. I've heard Maddie Madison talk about the First Nations people getting a pretty unfair shake as well. Yeah, a lot of human trafficking stuff is really Indigenous people. A lot of women, Indigenous women that go missing. For some reason, people don't care about them as much, even though they're still human beings. You should care, but they're just pickings, I guess. That's a bad way to put it, but they're just, it's a really bad way to put it, but these truckers, they just go along, or even some people that live in town that get away with it because the town is so small and the police are tied in with local government. So a lot of these girls and a lot of Indigenous people are left in these communities where, they're not really being taken care of at all. So they get taken out very easily. It's very scary. And a lot of people have to hitchhike through Nova Scotia to get to work, to go see a friend. Cars are expensive, and especially if there's very limited job possibilities. And then there's apparently a big tourist town. So, and then people that live way out. So some of these serial killers probably live amongst the tourists. Robert Picton, the less dead. I got my ass busted in the 80s and 90s. Yeah. We don't talk about it, eh? Most Canadians hitchhike to work. Yeah, a lot of people hitchhike. Sorry, I'm trying to cook a pizza. We had a local highway killer who killed sex workers, still unsolved. Oh my God. Still unsolved because they did it to, like, unfortunately, like, poor women. That's just, what am I about to say? I'm like 3 vodkas in. The whole, like, I do consider abortion to be very sad, but it happens and people should be able to do it very safely, right? So this whole, like, pro-life movement, we're like, the life, we care. They don't really care about it. The whole thing is because wealthy women will always find a way to get it taken care of. Always, right? Poor women, you have children, the girls grow up to be sex workers or be murdered by the fodder of other men. And the men grow up to be in prison or the military. So you need the poor women to keep having children. I mean, that's not funny. I don't know. Yeah, am I making sense? Like Canadian Mengeles running around. Yeah, you need poor women to have children for the benefit of the wealthy. And that's why there's a big governmental approach to pro-life. They're not pro-life. If you were pro-life, you would, like, not necessarily, you wouldn't put children in cages on the border. You know, you would give them proper places to be and food. You would make insulin free. Insulin should be free. And the fact that it's, what, $1,000 a month? This isn't pro-life. Again, this isn't also funny. My wealthy niece was in France for a few months. Yeah, that's what happened. That's why they were trying to kill Planned Parenthood. Yeah. The docuseries, The Killing Season, touches on this. LOL, but it's also somewhat... The shit won't have to go through... Oops, sorry. I could scroll up, but my God, X is diabetic in hell. You went through getting through insulin. Yeah. Medicine. Medicine should be... Also, why don't hospital... Well, I said this last stream. I mean, aspirin is like, what, $200? My friend was pregnant. She's like, I have a headache. And they gave her, like, I think a Tylenol or something. It's $200 on the bill. That should not be legal. I get that people who work in hospitals need to be paid, and they should be paid very adequately because they are working very hard. But $200 for aspirin? Go fuck yourself. Most med should be free. Yeah. Just bonkers. Came across clean water should be basic human rights. Clean water is basic human rights. I hear there's a documentary called How I Killed My Mother. Yeah, I hear that too. I went to ER because I thought I was dying and it cost me $7,500. Well, the late Kate, you can contest the bill. That's what you can do to hospitals. You can contest the bill to get them to drive it down. You can negotiate with them. You can also pay in cash for a lesser bill. I know that doesn't sound like something, I don't know where you live, but in America you can do that. That doesn't sound like an American thing, but it is an American thing. You can just approach the staff and be like, oh, the bill is $100. What if I paid you $50 in cash? And they say, okay. I just got a bill for a COVID test in November for $150. If you don't know how to advocate for yourself, it's a racket. Tell them to rack $5 a month. And that's the thing, like, negotiating, because I never thought I was raised poor, ever, but now that I get older, the more I realize, like, oh, I was, not poor, but, like, not wealthy, right? So negotiating was never, like, a thing with us. It was always sort of like, well, they said it was a thing, so it was and we gotta, I mean, they would, like, I don't know, what am I saying? Oh my God. Vodka's in. We always thought, you work hard, you go to work, you do your thing, and the harder you work, the more money you make. And what they said, whatever the institution said it was, is what it is face value. So you appreciate that for face value. And then the older you get, and then maybe the more wealthy people you meet, the more that they negotiate with everything, with little things. In fact, wealthy people, they will negotiate everything. They will save $5. That's like a wealthy person trait, and that's why they are wealthy, maybe. I ended up having cannabinoid MS syndrome, so a T takes toxic substance to me now. I tried negotiating and they are unwilling to work with me. Can you get a lawyer involved? I bet there's lawyers involved. I fucking hate that tire kicking bullshit. Wealth people are so stingy. Yeah, they're stingy. That's why we were taught, Amber, wealthy people are cheap. Yeah, they're very cheap. Maybe that's why they are wealthy. Mm. I feel like I should end on a laugh and not about how wealthy people are killing poor people. I know a guy who lives by Oprah in Montecito and wears those white Costco sneakers. Yeah. I mean, wealthy people, they sometimes, like when they go out, they look like schlubs, really. And in fact, very wealthy people, like Jeffrey Epstein, was a schlub. He wouldn't bathe periodically. He would wear sweats. He had grease behind his ears. Like some of these people, I have been in some mansions in Hollywood that were far more disgusting than the trailers I visited in Louisiana. Because poor people know that if you are dirty, you're going to have to call the hospital. And we can't afford to go to the hospital. So everything has to be clean, spotless. We're not, leaving the chicken to de-thaw for too long because we're going to get sick. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, some of these people, you can tell, they don't wash their towels. They don't care. You got to wash your towels or else you get a viral infection. They don't trash on the floor, dog shit out on the lawn. They don't care. They walk through, they leave their shoes in the house. Shoes in the house, a big no. They're so nasty. I mean, it's not all of them, of course. Some wealthy people are very stingy and clean, probably grew up poor or first generation wealthy. I would say second or third generation wealthy or new money very much walks around with shoes in the house and doesn't pick up after themselves. Happy to catch you. I think you're right. Epstein was a creep. You're right. Sounds like I was born to be a rich person. Oh my God. All right, what are we doing? An hour and 36? This is fun because I miss human interaction so much. My last shitty roommate was super ignorant about how to clean anything, including bathing. Emery. Oh my God. We also knew how to get a good dunk for a good cheap free. Wait, sorry. I have another drink in me. Keep this party rolling. I'm like misreading the words, but I'll finish this. We love hanging out. Oh, Hunty boys, thank you. I love hanging out with you. I feel like I'm a human being again. Like in a bar. I love hanging these little moments with Amber. You are a joy. Thank you, Regan Pirosi. It's fun. I like being outside. I say this every 10 minutes on this 2-hour stream. I prefer being outside. I like to smoke. I like to drink. I have my candles. I refuse to get a ring light. I think ring lights, they take away your imperfections. I'm also very pale. So a ring light on a pale person, I just look like, beam me up, Scotty. I look like, can you hear the dog? I just look like fake. It might work for someone with more melanin in their skin, I think. But for me, it just does not work. You're very tentative to the chat. When I watch Tom Green, he doesn't read anything. Oh, Tom Green is on Twitch? That sounds about right. I love the candles. Never change. Thank you, sweet baby corn. Ring of candles, baby. I did spill a bunch of fucking juice the other week, but my candle, because I used to have them on my laptop. Isn't that so stupid? Like on the metal of the laptop. But then again, this is a HP Chromebook. So, I mean, I still spent money on it. Like, I think I spent, way less than a Mac. Yeah. And I'm sorry. I spilled candle on my laptop a bit ago. $100. I spent $300, which is a lot of money. $300 is a lot of money. And I treated it, I've had it for about a year now. But I only lately have I been like spilling candle juice on it. Hell yeah. Plentis, SPF 100 skincare, can't catch me. Yeah, I wear skincare all the time. And like when I worked at my bar job, there were these dudes who were Mexican with like a little more melanin in their skin, and they were outside parking cars all day in the heat. And I was like, "Do you have sunscreen on?" And they're like, "No, no, no." And I was like, "You should wear." I feel like people with more melanin should, but let me know in the chat if I'm wrong, because the sun is different than it was even 10 years ago. There's way less of an ozone layer, so you're getting more radiation bullshit coming through. I believe. I don't know if my dollar store sun cream can handle the sun's hellish radiation, but at least it's something, right? It's something. I feel like it's less about the tanning and more about it's like wearing a spacesuit, basically. Like if you were to go into outer space, you would wear a spacesuit and zip it up and everything's like airtight. The same as if you go out in the sun, you should put every like sunscreen on your ears, on the back of your neck, like airtight, right? Did you guys ever think about Harambe Daily? No, you still should. That actually makes sense. Yeah, the sun is like this. The sun. The sun is totally different. Sounds right, but I'm also several vodkas in, so. Ozone is good, fam. Yeah, well, the ozone, nihilistic tree. The ozone is slowly going away, and it's going to be hard to get back. But the more I'm researching Earth, it's had so many hot and cool periods. I mean, again, I was taught the Earth was only around for 7,000 years. And then the older I get, I learn more, and I'm very fascinated. There's hot and cold parts. There was a part of the Earth that lasted, I think, like 1 billion years. It was all cold, and it was covered in snow. But the thing with the snow is the rays would come and then beat off of it, right? Because the sun rays, black absorbs, the white beats off. The white beats off. And but after a while, the snow, it caused a very fast melt. And then there was actual life underneath the snow. After the Paleozoic era, perhaps, she said beat off. Oh man, if you spend all day in the sun, wear sunscreen. I know lots of people that work sun all day with skin cancer. Yeah. I think you still get skin cancer no matter what pigment you are. Are we all drunk? I think we are all drunk. I think we are all drunk, Henry. Oh no. We drunk too. It was also a molten ball at one point. Yes. Slight one raised. Yes, it was a molten ball. And then some bullshit about the heat made it go cold. Some like cause and effect made it go cold, and then went really cold. And then the sun beat off the rays, and then it went cool again. And then it went warm again. You know, I am a scientist. I am Greta Thunberg part 2. We're building it back. CFCs are banned. Oh, what's a CFC? Just blazing in the corner vibing. Yes. Waiting on the LPN vape. Amber Nelson, PhD. Yes, I am a PhD. Physics. Wait, I'm a PhD in a pile hovering doo-doo. Oh my God. I want to say, can I cut this out? But there is no editor. I'm looking up at the viewers and I'm losing them. It's okay. Honestly, I wish I was a middle school science teacher was more like you. For some reason, middle school science teachers never got fucked. And I remember my middle school science teacher, granted, we were taught, nothing about the earth way past. It was all like how biology or how like life affects each other. That's kind of what we were taught. But she was never fucked, and some guy came up and he pulled out a tissue from her desk and he blew his nose. And she said, "Sounds like an expensive way to blow your nose." Just kind of like yelled at him for blowing his nose. And of course, you get the tissue to do so. What's he going to do, it in his hand? Like, what are you talking about, lady? But she sounded like she was really not fucked. Elon Musk was on Rogan's show and Rogan didn't know about his rockets. Well, Rogan and Elon Musk, God bless them. They're not really my cup of tea, but, they're doing good work out here. I'm sitting here smoking weed and my boyfriend is passed out and I'm just really enjoying the stream right now. Thank you, Racket666. Expensive? That's me 100%. Yeah, I don't know why, because she had the box of tissues on her desk. I just feel like middle school science teachers are just not fucked. They're not fucked enough. I mean, they're like, what happens when, like, dudes aren't fucked enough is they go storm the Capitol. When women don't get fucked enough, they scream at middle school students. A science teacher in my Catholic school had a poster of Jesus on a dinosaur. Not the best education. It sounds like a Southern Baptist school, perhaps. That's how I was raised, is dinosaurs and humans were together. This stream is such a lovely... Thank you, Hundy Boys. Elon Musk is certainly a reptilian alien. Perhaps he's married a lovely woman. Oh, my middle school science teacher threw a temper tantrum and threw stuff around the room one day. Yes, multiple orange peels. Again, I'm guessing, lady, I don't know, but I'm guessing that they just were not fucked. Jesus used to ride on them dinos for miles. I mean, there is something cool about Southern Baptists believing dinos and humans were together, because how cool would it be to just park your Stegosaurus outside of a bar and then lasso it up and then just be like, all right, good boy, you chill out, and then go in there for a cold one and then go out and ride your Stegosaurus like a horse all the way to your hut back home. I mean, that sounds fun. We had snakes and tarantulas. Oh my god. I had a badass middle school science teacher who used to explode gummy bears. Someone was fucking him good, of course. My middle school science teacher was a good-looking man, Mr. Lehman, Stewart Middle School, circa 1987. Ooh, did you have a crush on him? I used to have a crush on my, what is it? I think he ran an after-school program about stamps, and I was kind of interested in stamps, and then I had a crush on him. And he was a weird dude. I think I was like in like 6th grade. We always rode heavy metal dinos. Southern Baptists are the worst. They let anyone they know. Oh my god. All right, I am so I can't even read the comments. Pick up your cave girl on the pterodactyl like a boss. Oh man. Well, this has been really fun. I don't know. I have like one more sip left in me. After school programs about stamps. Yeah, I think he was curious about stamps, and then I like stamps. And I think I even got like a book with sleeves, and I would like put stamps in them. I think my older brother gave me some stamps, and I would like, other people found out I like stamps. An adult would give me stamps. So I would like save all these stamps and then go with these laminated stamps to this dude. And I was in 6th grade, and he was obviously in his 40s, late 40s. So if he were to have a crush on me, it would be disgusting. And I think some of my friends made fun of me for liking him, and I stopped going and I transferred anyway. I can crank out another bowl of apple fritter indica with you guys. Apple fritter indica? That sounds really good. Gotta go. Love you, Ambers. Oh, snark farts. Thank you. Say hey to Midge for us. Hey, Midge. All right. What's it been? Almost 2 hours. All right. I think I've got a boogie. I'm starting to not really read the thing. But so next week. So what should I do? I'm going to ask my followers, what should I do for next week? I've got to get, because I have the follow button, but I wanted to get the pay button because there's no like pay thing here or whatever. So what should I do for next week? Let me know. Or also, like, what should I like incorporate? Like, should I incorporate less light behind me, or more makeup, or more candles? or keep it as is. Not my joke, but what's the difference between a Baptist and a Methodist? The Methodist will say hi to you in a beer store. Miso, Nito Necrodito. That's good. Subscribe. You need a subscribe button. Thank you. So I need a subscribe button. Maybe I'll do some hula hooping. Okay, next week. So I'll get that subscribe button. All right. Just be here. Oh. Okay, so definitely gonna subscribe, and then people like it. Okay, well, this was really good. Thank you guys for showing up. Maybe a little chill background music, but Twitch is weird about copyrights. Yeah. I mean, I would love to put on, like, what if I got, like, ocean sounds or something? Or, like, crickets. No, not crickets, because crickets is, like, comedy death. We'll see. I don't know, maybe I'll, like, put my phone over here and, like, play some, like, whale sounds. Alright, so I'll get the whole thing next week. And, yeah, I'll see you at 6 o'clock next Friday for another stream. You guys are a blast. More candles. I'll do more candles. We'll all figure it out together. Thank you, Gorilla Nuts. Thank you, Gorilla Nuts. Whoever thought that would come out of my mouth? All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you.